So I'm not sure if I am able to get the video up, but it's the day 3, I think, part 4 or part 3 video on philosophy. About a discussion I had the night before. I was talking about Baruch Spinoza, and I made the statement that perhaps his experience of real injustice at the hands of Christians had something to do with his rejection of a personal God. Probably both the scandal of Christians behaving badly, but also the more poignant scandal of, his family being faithful, praying, asking God for help, and not having their prayers responded to, at least not the way they wanted to. And that's what I mean about sort of a pagan notion of prayer. Many people have this idea that if I'm faithful to God and I pray, I go to Mass, yada, 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 everything will go all right in life and my material life will be the way I want it to be. Which, of course, if you think about the prayer of the Our Father, is the opposite of what we actually pray, right? We pray, thy will be done, not my will be done. And yet for many people, and I think perhaps for Baruch Spinoza, it's really my will be done. I want things to be the way I want them to be. When I pray, I ask God for things because, like I said, that's what a child does. He asks his father for things. But I try my best, and I'm not always good at it, to also be open to the idea that perhaps God has other and better plans. And so just a little story from the road by way of example. So yesterday I told you I was thinking about cheating and taking a train to get to my destination, Lanes, early so I could go to the beach. I literally stayed, as you can see right here, just a couple hundred feet from the beach. I found the train, and I found the train station, and I literally ran with my 20-pound bag on my back down to the train station to try to catch the train. And in Spain, the train being early is like a minor miracle of its own type, except I was running late to the station, so I was praying that the train would be late like it usually is. And the train was about a minute, maybe 2 minutes early. Also, Google, we curse you, showed me the way to the train station, but the way didn't actually exist. And so I saw the train from about 20 meters away, pass me by a minute early, and completely inaccessible because there was a 6-lane highway between me and the train station, and a road that didn't exist, an underpass that didn't exist. Anyway, I was a little bit peeved, but trying to practice what I preach, I had been saying, God, if it's your will, let me get on that train. If not, I'm sure there's a reason for it. Well, I told you the reason I wanted to jump on that train and go a little bit further was to avoid an obstacle and to give myself a little bit lighter day and to get to the beach early enough so I could enjoy it. Well, first of all, as I continued walking that day, it proved to be a cold and dreary day. Today's actually perhaps going to be a beautiful beach day, but it was a cold and dreary day. So it wouldn't have been a good day to be at the beach, and I would have ended up just sitting around the hostel all day, which would have been a bummer. I could have done some reading, but also the obstacle that I wanted to avoid proved not to be as difficult as I thought it might be, and it was just sort of an incline section. While I was walking through that incline section, I came across the little medieval village of Pendules, and I think in part 2 of yesterday's video, you saw I came upon a little festival, a fair, and that was really cool. I sat there, I had my lunch, and watched them as they danced, and they played an instrument that was somewhat akin to a bagpipe, I had a good old time, and then I took a walk down to the beach, It was overcast, so I didn't want to go swimming anyway. But I took a walk down to the beach and then along the coast, and I got my panorama of the day. I know I posted about the panorama of the day. I haven't been able to get it to upload yet. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that sometime today. But it was really a gorgeous view. It just worked out perfectly. And then at the end of the day, there were only 2 trains because it was Sunday. I actually ended up getting the train and avoiding what I didn't realize was going to be a much more difficult portion of the road, and getting to my destination. I cut a few miles off the end, so yesterday was not a 40,000 step day. I was somewhere in the 30s, but that was all right. I needed a little bit of a break, and my body is going to thank me for it. Hopefully today I'll get another 40,000 day, and we'll get to Ribasdello or further. But we'll let you go now.